What's up, folks? David Soto Jr. here, and this is the David Soto Jr. podcast. What's up, folks? Welcome to episode 55 of the David Soto Jr. podcast. I'm your host, David Soto Jr. I always have to take a deep breath after that. I tried to start my recording, and I got 7 minutes of just blah stuff. So I'm starting over again. Here we are. We're in a global pandemic. We're on lockdown. We were on a stay-at-home order. We're wearing goddamn masks outside of the house. This is a unique situation that, honestly, we kind of saw coming, but we definitely did not prepare for it. And it doesn't help that people who were supposed to be, their job was to prepare for it, lost their jobs, lost their funding. But whatever. There's a lot that I can say about this. But the one thing I want to talk about today is something that's been on my mind for a while, is that, and by while I mean years, is that the people who are going to survive are going to be the poor and the middle class. Like, yes, I know that rich people, people with wealth, can pay to get testing, can pay to get treatment. But if all of that goes to shit, if money goes to shit, then the people who are going to survive are the ones that work for these rich people. If you spend your whole life with money and paying people to do work for you, you don't know how to do those things. You don't know how to cook. You don't know how to tend to your garden. You don't know how to fix your plumbing. You don't know how to do anything because you've always paid people to do this. And those people that you've paid to do, if you're rich, I don't know about you, but those people who are rich people have paid. No. I got the baby monitor here. Okay, he's going back to sleep. Those people that rich people pay, they're the ones that know how to do this stuff. And if it ever comes to a point where the shit hits the fan and money is no longer relevant, they're going to leave and take care of their family and do the things that they're capable of doing. So you've heard the Hank Williams Jr. song. Actually, I don't know if you've heard it, but Hank Williams Jr. song is Country Boy Can't Survive. Now, we don't have to be country boys, but if we are people who have had to learn a trade, have had to scrounge, had to fight, had to, either theoretically or realistic or in reality, had to do all these things so that we could survive. When it comes time to it, that's who's going to make it, right? The fittest, survival of the fittest are the ones who have done the work. The ones who have the know-how, the ones that have the experience. If you grew up and you went to college and you got an MBA and then you started to work yourself up the corporate ladder and all you know is business, when that's gone, what can you do? That's not exactly what I wanted to talk about today, but it's kind of along the same lines, and it's something that I feel that I could probably talk more about later. But specifically is the fact that we have stay-at-home orders and that only essential workers or essential personnel can go to work. What I want to talk about is who are these essential people? Who are these essential workers? Now, obviously, here's the obvious. The essential workers are the medical workers, right? your nurses and your doctors. They're essential because they're saving people's lives. They're giving care to these people. First responders, of course, are essential. And the kind of the hidden people, the people that you don't know are essential but are as equally as essential, are like the infrastructure workers. Right? A doctor cannot perform his surgery if the lights aren't on, which have to be provided and maintained by an electrician. Plumbing, water, how are you going to wash your hands if you don't have water? How does that water get to the fifth floor of a hospital? Garbage needs to be taken out. What happens with all the trash that all these gloves, everything, all these contaminated materials, the blood and the vomit and the sweat and the fluids? Who, if there was nobody to remove those things and haul them off? Infrastructure is important, and people don't see these people, right? They're not in public. They don't highlight them on the news. It's stuff that people take for granted. And being a tradesman, my whole adult life, I do not take this for granted. Every time I flip a switch, I realize that is somebody's job. Somebody worked their ass off. Somebody is monitoring that right now, maintaining it so that it's there whenever I want to make a cup of coffee. So these are essential personnel. A good way to look at it is, doesn't matter what day of the week it is, right? Essential personnel up to this point don't work Monday through Friday. They don't get all the holidays off. Essential personnel work a schedule like 3 on, 3 off, or 4 on, 2 off. Who knows? They work 12-hour shifts. They work as long as the shift is necessary. Some of them work 24-hour shifts. It doesn't matter what day of the week it is. If your work day falls on 4th of July, guess what? You work 4th of July. This is a good way to indicate if somebody is essential, is that they work no matter what. Now, all these positions that I'm talking about, right, pay well. These are positions that pay well. A physician, of course, we know what a medical doctor makes. Actually, we don't know, but it's a lot. That's why people want to be doctors, is because of how much money they make. You save lives. Of course, you're priceless. How do you put a number on that? Blah, blah, blah. Anything about it? Electricians, right? Electricians, plumbers, these tradespeople that maintain the buildings and the power supplies and the running water, and these people who keep things running so that these doctors and nurses and first responders can do their job. They make pretty good living too. $69,000 annually is what an electrician makes, average. Happens to be the same for nurses, $69,000. That is a good sum of money. That is a good salary. You can raise a family on that. And imagine if you had, like, I don't know, an electrician and a nurse working in one house. That's nice, right? That's a nice income. So we would think that essential people would equal the well-paid people, right? But this is absolutely wrong. Okay, because if we look at the highest paid people, higher than doctors, higher than electricians, higher than nurses, higher than the most, those 1%ers, right? The easy group of people to look at is athletes, professional athletes that make millions and millions of dollars to play a sport, to play a game. They were the first to become classified as non-essential. Again, you take people who make the most money in the country to do their job millions and millions of dollars, and they became the very first to be classified as non-essential. They shut down. The NBA was the first. They shut down. The other leagues followed suit. They even canceled the goddamn Olympics. All right. We are currently a world without sports, and nobody really gives a shit. I don't see anybody really crying except the people whose jobs depend on it, except maybe the athletes themselves, but they don't care, right? They have their money. Oh, this fool is going to wake up. I'm pressed for time. So, the other group of people that we think of as celebrities. Celebrities get paid millions of dollars to do their job. They are not going to work. Granted, some celebrities are artists, they're actors, they're singers, they are performers, and especially now with a lot of us in quarantine, we are enjoying the fruits of their labor, right? So let's give them some slack there. But the truth is that they're not working now. Like maybe they're recording in the studio, I don't know. But there's not a lot of movie making going on. There's not a lot of live studio audiences. There's going to be a point where we're watching reruns, but who cares? We'll watch those reruns. We don't care. Like, we appreciate them as artists, but if they, but are we going to keep giving them money, right? Are they going to keep going to work? Currently, no. And it's not having an impact on us at all. The other celebrities are the ones who aren't artists, which are just purely famous for being famous, reality TV stars, blah, blah, blah. I challenge anybody to point out somebody who is a reality TV star who is having an impact, a positive impact, all right? Because we have a reality TV star who's running the country, and he's having a negative impact on what's going on. But is there a reality TV star, a celebrity that makes millions and millions of dollars, an influencer on Instagram? Are they worth a shit right now? Are they contributing to the world, making this situation better at all? I don't think so. If I'm wrong, point out someone. I'll be more than happy to be proven wrong. My point is, these non-essential people are the highest paid in the world. And right now, the world does not give a shit about them. Does not care that they're not going to work. Does not buying their products. Just doesn't care. Because once again, we're all taking care of ourselves. We're all concerned about ourselves. We're all concerned about our families. We don't give a shit if anybody's putting balls in little baskets. All right, we don't care. The most essential workers, I've already covered the first responders and the medical personnel and the infrastructure and maybe the government. I don't know. The government can call themselves essential, I guess, since they're the ones that make the rules. But besides these essential personnel, the most essential are the lowest paying jobs. Now, this is something that I've realized, and I, being Mexican American, coming from low middle class, raised in low income neighborhood, as a child, I never thought that I would see myself as privileged. But I am. And this global pandemic is making me realize how good I actually have it. Because I am still collecting paycheck. I'm working from home as best I can. I'm able to pay my rent. I'm able to buy groceries. I'm able to do all this. I haven't lost my money. I haven't missed any bills. I still have income coming in, and I can quarantine myself. I can sit here in my nice, comfortable house, and I have plenty of food for groceries. I don't have to leave. I don't have to go out into this environment and work. And it's because of the people who make the least amount of money in this country. It's because of them that I can sit at home with my wife and my baby and take care of ourselves to make sure that we don't get the coronavirus. While they go out on what's being called the front lines for $9 an hour or whatever the hell they're getting paid. Right? It's the minimum wage workers. It's the $9, $10, even $12 an hour workers that are making this country, that are putting this country in a situation where we can make it through this pandemic. Janitors, grocers, delivery drivers, CNAs. All right, CNAs get paid shit. They have to be certified, but so what? They don't make hardly anything above minimum wage. Truck drivers make pretty good money, but wow, dude, are they completely necessary? Are they completely taken for granted? Maybe they can fall under infrastructure. I don't know. Migrant field workers. These are the people we want to send back to Mexico that we don't want to be in our country, yet they are putting food on our table. They're the ones making it possible for us to eat. And these are people that, all of these jobs are the jobs that we were threatened with as kids. For if we don't get a proper education. If you don't get a proper education, if you don't do good in school, you're going to end up a janitor. You're going to end up picking beans. You're going to end up working at fast food restaurants. These are jobs that seemed beneath us, or jobs that we don't want or can't aspire to, yet they are the most important right now in this world. And we didn't want to give them raises. We didn't want to give them $15 an hour that they wanted. We think it's ridiculous that they want that. And now they're saving our ass. These people are saving our ass. They're going out on the front lines. They are going to work wearing masks. And the same thing that we are trying to be careful about, that we don't want to touch, that we don't want to expose ourselves to. Yet we are expecting these people to go out and do it for fucking $9 an hour. And though a company or two has given people raises, it makes me frustrated. If that was me, I'd be like, why the fuck didn't you pay me this? And if I'm so valuable, why didn't you pay me this in the first place? So this is what I'm realizing that I'm privileged, is that if I go to a job interview, or if I work for a job and they say, I work for a company and they say, what are you looking at starting salary? What I say is, I want the most that this position pays. I don't want to be taken advantage of. I don't want you to be grateful that I say, oh, I'll take $20 an hour when you're willing to pay $30. I want fucking $30. I don't want to be taken advantage of. I don't want to be looked at as someone who you could have got for more, but was suckered into taking less. And that's how I got to imagine these people feel. Now that some of them are being offered a couple extra dollars an hour more to come to work, to save the entire country. They're getting offered $2 an hour more, or whatever the hell it is. And for those who aren't being offered more money, they're getting paid with gratitude. Like I say on TV, thank you Thank you for being on the front lines, like the local news at Channel 5 or what the fuck ever. And let me tell you what the thank you is worth. It's worth jack shit. You cannot put gas in your car. You cannot put food on your table. You cannot pay your rent or your electric bill with thank you. As someone who has been thanked for their service ever since 9/11. Before 9/11, no one ever said it. But after 9/11, thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. I can tell you that that does nothing for improving the quality of your life. But here's the thing. Like, I don't want to say I'm ungrateful for those thank yous. Well, that's a whole nother topic. And I've talked about it before. I don't want, but you don't say thank you to the plumber who just unclogged your sewer drain. You give them money, right? Your electrical panel goes out, your refrigerator shuts down, you got a ton of food in there, your air conditioner's not running, the electrician comes over, fixes your power. You don't say thank you. If you do, it's while you're handing him a couple $100, right? The air conditioner repair guy takes money, doesn't take thank you. And in most cases, you're more than willing to hand this money over to these people. You don't think twice about it. Like, when it impacts you and the need is there, you are more than willing to hand over your money. You don't consider the fact that a thank you is enough. Having been a business owner, though, I can say that gratitude is appreciated, or for anybody, all of us, we do want to feel appreciated. That is something that we enjoy. But the problem is that the most sincere form of gratitude in this day and age, in this world, is money. If you have money to give to somebody for a service that they provided, you hand it over, that is a good feeling. Like I said, as somebody who's ran their own business, has done service work, who sells products, it is a really, really, really satisfying feeling to make that trade, to make the trade of a service for money. And then you have this money that you can trade for stuff like a weighted blanket, which I'm wanting for some reason. I want to try it. I don't know why. You can trade it for food. You can give it to your landlord in exchange for your housing. It's a very, very, very gratifying and satisfying feeling. It instills pride when you trade the service that you can provide for money. And we are robbing these people of that feeling. What I notice out there is people don't care about their $10 an hour job. Being an employer, being a manager, hiring people for the past several years, I realized that people do not care about their $10 an hour job because there's a ton of them out there. And they can go get another one the next day. But if you instill pride in them, if the job instills pride every day for every hour that they are there, they are getting well paid for something that they're providing, they'll feel pride and proud to come to work. Even if they like their job or not, they're still, at least they're getting treated fairly. And I think we're robbing these fast food workers, these grocery stock, not boys, I guess, stock personnel, the delivery drivers, the pizza delivery drivers, the cooks. And And the only reason I say that is like we're robbing them of this pride is because we pay them as little as possible so that we can make a profit. And then here comes a global pandemic, and now we need them more than anything. And we need to pay them more, and we should have been paying them more from the beginning. I now see, like, I was probably on the fence about raising the minimum wage. Like, it just didn't make sense. I didn't have enough information. I don't know. But now I see that this is definitely, these people are important. And they're unappreciated. And they need to make more money. Kind of as a bonus of what I'm talking about is essential workers, is appreciated workers. Now, maybe, right, teachers aren't essential because they're at home, they're not working. So we're saying essential personnel are the ones that have to go into work. Teachers have stopped going in a long time ago, and especially here in Missouri, we just canceled school for the rest of the year. So are teachers essential personnel? Technically, I don't think so. But are they the most appreciated? Yes, right? I can see that just on social media, how frustrated moms are because their fucking kid is home for an extra 8 hours a day. And you got to give these teachers credit for putting up with your kid for 8 hours a day or however long school is. I don't know. And giving you that break so that you can go do what you want. These people's job is essentially to take your kid off of your hands for several hours a day and teach them and educate them in the process. And that is an underappreciated worker. They are definitely an underappreciated worker. I haven't had the privilege yet, since my boy's only one, but I can see that I'm going to be treating teachers with the utmost respect and like royalty in the future. So you just essentially, I just gotta treat everybody like they're important. Everybody is important. Anyways, okay, I think I made it. Baby's been tossing and turning, but he's still asleep. I can work on uploading this podcast. I think that's it. I want to show you my Just Before Bed journal. Again, I have updated the cover. It looks awesome. Unappreciated workers come in all shapes and sizes and from different countries. I was able to get this book cover made for paperback for cheap on Fiverr, and you really got to appreciate that by using these different resources, someone like me, an independent author, self-published author, can get things made, done fairly cheap by employing people outside of the country who work in poor economies is what I was looking for. So my Just Before Bed journal it's in perfect condition right now. New front cover is the same, but the back cover is done well, and then also the spine has the title and my name on it. I recently purchased 20 of these because of the lines on them. This is my journal. I created this for me, and I go through my nightly routine, and I do my nightly readings here on the left hand side which I have been posting pictures of. So like my wife's like, why are you giving away your book? I'm like, well, whatever. People can buy it. People cannot buy it. I've also reformatted it for Kindle. So you can buy it on Kindle. Like, yes, I know it's a journal. Yes, you're supposed to write on it. That's why I have the pages. And it's a big deal that I put the lines on the right-hand side for righties and the left-hand side for lefties. But the content, the words that I wrote, my writings, they are legit. They're good. It's good information. And essentially what I did was give you instructions on what to do. You don't have to write in my journal. You can write on a piece of paper. You can write on a wall. You can write on a dry erase board. I don't care. The process that I am teaching you here is what will help you out and get your life on track. I just wrote that. I didn't know what that. Get your life on track and keep it there. I didn't know that was really going to be my subtitle, but it this whole process does keep your life on track, or get your life on track. And by doing it, continuing to do it, keeps it there. At least for me, it's been doing it. I've been doing it for years. And when I don't do it, I feel like my life is not on track. So I created this so that I can do this routine that I created nightly and really not have an excuse not to do it. But it's the routine that's going to get your life back on track and keep it there, not buying this book. So you don't have to buy the book. You don't have to buy them once a month. You can get the content for 99 cents, learn how to do it, and then jot it down on a piece of paper every night instead. Once again, I created this for me. It's the perfect journal for me, and I'm completely satisfied with it. And I bought 20 of them for myself. If you want one, you can get it on Barnes & Noble, or you can get it on Amazon.com. Amazon has the ebook. I could put it on Barnes & Noble, but I'm going to wait a little bit. Find me on Instagram at David E. Soto Jr. Find me on Twitter at David E. Soto Jr., JR for Jr. And I will touch base with you later. Thanks.